Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everyone who is available on Monday. My name is Sarah and I'm here with Sheridan, and we are going to be going over a Luminary application today. So if you have any questions in regards to the Luminary system, please shout them out or let us know. We're always happy to help. You can get these products at polishedpinkiespro.com or here inside of the Polished Pinkies app. Okay. We are going to be starting, so let me tell you what we've done. We just did a quick removal and a very quick prep because we're running a little behind on time today. So a very, very fast, quick prep. Now I am going to, I did cleanse her with acetone. I'm going to go through and put on a layer of Commit Primer. Now, the Luminary system doesn't require a primer, but if you are somebody who likes a little insurance, then you can put on the primer, which that's what I do. You can call it anxiety, you can call it insurance, you can call it whatever you want. But I always put on a primer that matches the system that I'm applying. So in this case, Luminary Nail Systems equals the Luminary Commit Primer. And I just am putting on a very, very thin, light layer onto her nail. We don't need to flood this. You definitely don't want to get it on skin. We just want it on the nail. And technically, you don't have to put this over product. So when I did her removal, I left behind a layer of Luminary. So technically, I don't even have to put it in this area. I just do because I do. I don't know. I don't know why. Do you put it on the whole nail, Sheridan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel kind of weird not going all the way down.
I see. But technically, you only have to put it on the regrowth, the part that you re-prepped, because the product will stick to itself. But I think most nail techs put it on the whole nail, huh?
Yeah. Misty Nielsen asked, can someone be allergic to gel polish but not the Luminary system?
Hi, Misty. How are you? Sure. People can be allergic to all different kinds of chemicals. It all depends on, which chemical base that they are allergic to. I myself am allergic to HEMA, so I always wear a glove and protect myself. But they might not be allergic to HEMA, which would be in your base product, but they might be allergic to an oligomer that was used in your gel polish. So that's really a needle in a haystack when you start going down that path, though, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we're going to go in with Luminary. Now, Luminary comes in a 10 milliliter bottle, and you can apply it right out of the bottle with the bristles like this. That's not what I like to do, just because I like to be a little bit faster than going back in and getting more product allows. So instead, what I do is I get the 30 ml refill bottle, and then I pour that into the little pot. That way, I can still use the bristles, which is what I prefer to do, but I can pick up a bead from here and it's much faster. Then, if you are somebody who uses Clarity a lot, this of course comes in the 8-ouncer, which is a very big bottle of Luminary, but people were going through this so quickly that Luminary decided to bring out an 8-ouncer so that you would just refill your pot from there. So you have options. Luminary also comes in a wide range of colors, but today we are going to be using Clarity. Okay, so first things first, we've put on our Commit Primer, and that has dried for a good 60 seconds while I've been talking. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and create a wet layer on the nail plate, getting as close without touching to the eponychium, and then pull that wet layer all the way down the nail and cap that free edge. Now I can go back into my pot like this and pick up a bead. Now I'm only working on a pinky, so I only need a small bead, so something like that. And then that will melt into my wet layer like this.
I remember taking your Luminary class, and when you did that, I was like, whoa.
Which part?
When you just put a slip layer down and then do the bead over top.
Yeah. Make your life so much easier.
Yeah.
Now you have a couple of options. If my line of light is great and I'm happy with it, I can go directly into the lamp. Or I can flip my client over and use my bristles to encourage my apex to be in the right area. Luminary is a very viscous product, which means it's going to move very quickly. So I wouldn't play with it too much, because viscous products, when you play with them, in the lamp it goes. When you play with viscous products, they become even more runny. So you definitely don't want to overwork the gel. As little as possible, but it will go into creating its own apex and all of that very easily, very quickly. Then you want to put your client's hand into the lamp for 10 to 15 seconds to lock that into place. And then while that's happening, I'm just going to work on the next nail. So I do go hand to hand when I'm working with Luminary. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time waiting for the product to lock into place. Now, what you do have to do is pay attention. So right now I would say you can take your hand out to my client. So that way they're not over curing the product. I'm just removing anything from the free edge that I don't want so that she doesn't have a really thick nail. I'm going to flip her hand over really quickly. Allow that apex to form. Make sure everything is where I want it to be. All right. Now, let's talk about line of light. Do you see the circle from my lamp that's right here? If I do this and the circle stays as it should, I'm pretty happy with that. Looks like a good application. Then I would go into the lamp. Now let me show you on this one. We'll make it not so nice. Make it to where we have to fix something so that you can see the difference. You can always warn your client that there is a heat spike with Luminary. That means that they need to go in the lamp and out of the lamp, in the lamp, out of the lamp until the heat spike ends. Then they can stay in the lamp. You can also get the, well, we don't have anymore, but Luminary actually just put out a new lamp that eliminates heat spikes. So that's also a very good thing. All right, so here I have my product application, and you can see over here where I have my other lamp, I have two lamps on my desk. You can see that that is not a circle. If I put this one over here, it goes all kinds of wonky. So you need to be running that light and watching it over the whole nail, and then flip over. Then you can figure out how to manipulate the gel so that it will make a smooth line of light. If you have a smooth line of light, it means that you won't have to finish file. And if we can eliminate finish filing, that's going to save you 10 to 20 minutes off of your service time, which in my opinion, the extra 30 to 60 seconds now really does pay off in saving me time in the end. All right, and that goes, please.
Another question on allergies.
Yes.
I have two clients developing allergies as I put OPI on top of Clarity. I'm not sure why. Should I stop the service? Any suggestions? I bought Jimmy Gel from Light Elegance without HEMA.
That's a great option, is to get a HEMA-free gel like Jimmy Gel for sure. I've never used that, so I can't speak to the way that it applies or anything to help you there. But OPI is a hybrid gel. So what that means is that it has nail polish and gel polish together, and that chemical makeup might not be working for your client. So you might want to switch to 100% gel, something like Luxio from Accents, which you can get here inside of the Polish Pinkies app. When I switched to 100% gel, that really just made such a huge difference for me versus using a hybrid gel. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, it's a needle in a haystack to figure out what your client is allergic to or when the issue is happening. A client can be allergic to the primer. If you get primer on the skin, that can cause an allergy. They could be allergic to the base if that is touching their skin and is getting cured on their skin ever. Then those tiny little oligomers are soaking into, I think they're polymers. Anyway, those little chemicals are getting into the client's skin, and that is what is causing the contact dermatitis. So it is tricky. I would start with a HEMA-free option. We prefer the Magpie gel system, which is HEMA-free. So we like Get a Grip and Give Me Strength for our HEMA clients, HEMA allergy clients. But Jimmy Gel, HEMA-free, I would start with that. Switch over to everything that is HEMA-free and see if that doesn't take care of it. After that, you need to make sure that your application is spot on. Take your time. Don't get it onto her skin or onto her cuticle area. Make sure that you are being very, very careful. All right, and that goes, please.
Allergies are hard.
They are so hard. They're so hard to figure out. They're so hard to fix.
Makes you not feel like a bad tech, but like my mom has allergies, so sometimes she'll flare up. I'm like, I don't know. Sorry.
Yep. And flare-ups are hard.
Yeah.
Because flare-ups can come not only from getting your nails done, but from a different allergy.
Yep.
So, but you think like, oh shoot, did I touch them with a product? Because once allergies start, gosh, it's a gateway for everything else to be allergic to, you know?
Yeah. But it does make you like really. It takes me forever to do my mom's nails because I'm like, okay, do not
be so careful. Be so careful. Don't touch anything.
But it makes your application flawless.
Gives you good practice time. All right, and that goes, please. So you can see that by going hand to hand, finger to finger, it really does keep you on time. It takes away the waiting of 10 to 15 seconds per nail. Instead, you just start working on the next hand. And your client will get the hang of it. At first, they might be a little bit confused. But another thing is that when we go hand to hand, I also think that it keeps clients from being on their phone because you keep their hand busy the whole time, which is really nice. Flip over for me. Now, when I have my client's hand upside down, I'm looking down the barrel of the nail. I'm looking to the side of the nail. I'm looking at all of the angles because it might be right on this side, but then it's wrong on this side. And then when you flip them back over, you might have, you know, the wrong line of light over here. So make sure you're looking at it from here, and from here. All right, and that goes, please. Another tip I can give you is that if you do put your client's hand upside down to correct any shape, that when you flip them back over, you need to give the nail a good 3 to 5 seconds of being this way so that you won't have such a high arch in the middle where the gel has pooled to the center. You got to give it just a second to relax so that you will have a beautifully shaped nail. Move this finger for me. Now, some of Sheridan's fingers have a really high arch. Some of her fingers have a very low arch, almost flat. So I kind of have to pay attention to each nail. Like this one has a good arch on it, which means that in the end, if I left all the gel that I just wiped off, that it would look like a bubble nail. So you need to really consider that each nail is customized and that you're making a specific shape for each nail in hopes that they will all match at the end. You know, just practice on what it is that you want your nails to look like, and then you're really just customizing each nail so that hopefully it will look the same. Which isn't always easy, so just be patient. Be patient. Not everybody's nails are gonna be like that perfect European look that everybody wants, you know.
It's weird that we all don't have perfect fingers.
Weird. Weird that some people we just don't have the fingers for that.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I think it's dumb actually, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Some people have really big thumbs, and then sideways they're kind of humpy, so then we gotta fix it, you know, not let that humpy thumbs. That's right. And we have to pull it back because it wants to settle here. So then you got to pull it back and make your shape. We got work to do. You got humpy thumbs.
And
I'm sorry for that.
Just have straight up wonky fingers and nails.
Yep.
And that's okay.
I have lima beans for pinkies.
You do have lima bean pinkies.
We all have our issues, but what I'm getting at is that each nail needs to be customized so that hopefully they all look the same in the end, which is always the goal. And this thumb is always my nemesis.
It is. It's the dumb
So
thumb.
at some point, I'm like, in you go.
Bye-bye.
In you go. It'll be fine. I'll fix it with my gel polish. And because we use 100% gel, I can know for sure that I can fix it with my gel polish. The nice thing about the Luminary system is that you can buy the 10 mil, the 30 mil. You can buy those all individually, or if you're new to the system, you could get a starter pack or a diamond pack, and then it would come with everything you need to be able to have a refill pot and everything like that. In the diamond kit, you would get the refill size and the refill pot. You would get a top coat. You get the squeeze cap. You would get all the things that you need. In the starter kit, you just get the 10 mil, but it really just gives you a place to practice, which is nice. All right, flip back over. And if any of you are having trouble with Luminary, we do have a Luminary Educator. Her name is Crystal. You can find her on Instagram, Nail Art by Crystal. And she has classes set up where you can come. She keeps her classes small so that she can really give that one-on-one attention to help people perfect their application and to make the nail look really nice without having to finish file. So she teaches an excellent class. Again, this thumb, also my nemesis. And at some point we say, in you go. In you go. Excellent. All right, everybody. That is a Luminary application start to finish. At the end, like for instance, since I put her thumb in, then I would say that it needs to go in for a full 60-second cure. So we lock everything for 10 to 15 seconds so that we don't lose our apex and our shape. Then at the end, you do need to put it in for a full cure to make sure all of the gel all the way through is cured. What you don't want is for your client to have uncured gel sitting underneath because it didn't get a full cure. So make sure that you are doing that. Another thing is that there's a couple of ways to apply Luminary. I did it where I did a melting method where I put on the slip layer and then I went through with my bead and I melted it all together. So kind of a all-in-one. But if your client has issues with lifting or anything like that, what you can do is go through and apply the wet layer and really scrub that layer in really nice and thin. Give that a 30-second cure, then come in with the builder layer. And that can also help that base, the connection to the nail plate really, really tight because you're scrubbing that in and curing that and then going in separate. So there are a few different fixes if your client is still having trouble with lifting. So as I said earlier, you can get all of these products at polishedpinkiespro.com or here in the Polished Pinkies Pro app. And until next week, we hope you have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.